Welcome, welcome. It is now time for lesson session 1.12, Everyday Math, 5th grade. We have been learning a lot with Everyday Math Unit 1, and so today we're going to talk a lot about the expressions that we're doing. So, we talked a lot about order of operations. Order of operations is where you do grouping symbols. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parentheses. That's also grouping symbols. So I know I showed you this before, but we have parentheses. We also have brackets. Whenever you have parentheses and brackets, you start on the inside and you work your way out. Okay? So anytime you have two grouping symbols, start on the inside and work your way out. So we're going to go through talking about the expressions and grouping symbols and how you can do this. This is something that you're going to need to do all year long. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to go through today and we're going to talk about how you need to answer these questions, about how you can use grouping symbols and these expressions to help you solve problems. Okay, so looking at this page, so this is page 34, Understanding Grouping Symbols, it says evaluate the following expressions. Evaluate the following expressions. Basically, that means solve the problem. Think about what you're going to do and find your answer. Evaluate basically means find a way to solve it. Think about how you're going to process it, think about your steps, and find your answer. Okay? We're going to learn a lot about that later on when we do story problems. We haven't had a chance to really touch on the cubes method, but I can talk about that a little bit in the next couple of weeks and lessons, okay? So when you think about evaluate the expression, that means look at what it says, try to figure out what you need to do and how you're going to solve it and go through the steps for it, okay? So number 1, 10 times 12 plus 12 minus 7. So again, first we're going to do parentheses, and then exponents, multiplication, division, left to right, addition, subtraction, left to right. So I'm going to start with grouping symbols. And in this grouping symbol, I can see that there's a section here, and then also a section here. So again, I know I already said this, but I'm reiterating, restating. Start with the inside, work your way out. So 12 minus 7. And I think I showed you guys this before. I like to show my thinking, and I like to write my thinking kind of below it. So 12 minus 7. I know that 12 minus 7 is 5. And then I'm going to rewrite the whole problem. So 13 plus 10 times. That shows you my thinking. As a teacher, if you do this and you show me how you got your steps, I can find where you made a mistake if you made one. I can help you work through the process a little differently. So make sure that if you can show me the steps that you do. All right. Next problem, or next part, 13 plus 5. 13 plus 5. That is 18. Awesome. And now I got to do 10 times 18. That means my answer for this problem is 180. My answer for this problem is 180. Now, it doesn't matter which grouping symbols you use. If you use the brackets or if you use these little brackets with the little sign next to it, it doesn't matter. It does the same thing. Those with the little pointy part are actually called braces. So you can think about it, and I have it on my screen, so if we ever, or on my board, so if you ever come back in class, you can see it. But think about like braces on your teeth. Sometimes they have little things that stick out to hang on to the rubber bands into the middle pieces. That's how you can tell the difference between brackets and braces. You won't really have to use those words, but I wanted to make sure you at least knew what they were. Basically, it's another form of parentheses. Okay? Going to number 2, start on the inside, work my way out. 5 times 6 is 30. And I'm going to redo my braces, my brackets, that way I see it. All right, 30 plus 2 is 32 divided by 4. 32 divided by 4, your answer is 8. Your answer is 8. And I know you can kind of see my work and it's kind of blending in a little bit. So I'll do that so you can tell that that's my answer. I know I've showed this before. When you have a problem that is written this way, it does not matter. That is still your equal sign and that is still where you put your answer. So that little line here is just where you put your answer. It can be on either side of the problem. It doesn't matter. All right. Starting from the inside, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 13 times 3. 13 plus 2 is 15 times 3. 15 times 3. 45. I want you to try to do number 4 on your own. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video, try to do number 4, come back and check and see if you got the answer right. This also will be added to Google Slides so you can share with me what you got right or wrong. Okay? Go ahead and pause. All right, we are back. Hopefully you paused and you're following those little directions. I know I wanted to give you time to work it out. You have to practice. If you were in my classroom, I would say, okay, do this problem on your own, and then we would check it over. So when I say pause, I really need you to pause, do the work, and then come back to the video, okay? All right, starting from the inside, work my way out. 4 times 3 is 12. And then I'm going to subtract. 20 minus 12 is 8. 64 divided by 8 is 8. That's how you should have gotten what you should have gotten for that answer. Okay? This is easy because it gives it to you. You just have to follow the steps. But when you look at this next set of questions, that's where it gets hard. As the year progresses, you are going to do problems like this on math boxes all the time. You're going to have problems like this to review in math boxes on different assignments, and I'm going to need you to make sure that you know how to do this. So we're taking time today to teach it. Really, really think about the processes in making these assignments, okay? So, number 5, it says, insert grouping symbols to make the following number sentence true. So the first thing I do is I try to look at my answer. My answer has to be 4. I need to do something with these numbers to make my answer 4. So my first step is I see a 4 here and multiply. So if I see a 4 here and I'm going to multiply by something, that means that I need to find a way to make this equal 1. Now, if I leave it like it is right now, 6 minus 2 plus 3 does not equal 1. So what can I do with this grouping system to make the answer 1? What happens if I do 6 minus 2 first? We just did that one. The answer is 7. It doesn't work. Okay, what happens if I do 2 plus 3 first? What is 2 plus 3? 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. And then multiply that by 4. My answer is 4. So that's how you're going to do this problem. All right. So going back to this assignment in this session, make sure that you really double check your answers as you're doing this. So let's triple check again one more time. 2 plus 3 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1 times 4 is 4. I'm going to go to my next question. My goal is to get to 3. Oy, my goal is to get to 3. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do. And this is one of those things where it's kind of trial by error. For me, it's probably the easiest way to do that. Okay, so I know that 3 goes into 310 times. So if I can do something with all of these answers and get it to 10, then that would be so much easier. Let's see what we can do. Think this through, Miss Gilman. Think this through. Well, I know that they're all adding. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 goes into 330 times. That's my problem. It goes in there 30 times. See, sometimes you have to think it through. All right, so let's see. I know 6 plus 4 is 10. 8 plus 2 is 10. And if I multiply those together, that would be 100 times. And you know, sometimes when I'm teaching these things, it helps me think through things differently. And I was totally wrong again. Silly Miss Gilman, that happens. So what's going to happen? 3 goes into 300 100 times. Because 100 times 3 is 300. I have to think before I speak sometimes. That means that I need to find a way to make these answers here equal 100. So I know that if I multiply 2 times or add 2 plus 8 is 10, and 6 plus 4 is 10. Then I have to multiply those together. 6 plus 4 is 10, times 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 300 divided by 100 equals 3. That's how you would do this problem. I know that was a tricky one. Super tricky. And sometimes you just got to play around with it. You got to try things in different areas. You got to try to put it in different places. That's okay. That's why I'm using a pencil today. I don't have my pen. I don't have my markers. I'm using my pencil because I want it to be erasable. People make mistakes for a reason. I make mistakes, but I learn from them. So keep that in mind. All right, going to number 7. My answer has to be 7, so I need to find a way to make all of this equal 7. Well, this is kind of cool because I have a 70 here. 7 goes into 70 10 times. So if I can find a way to make all of these answers, all of these numbers equal 10, that would be awesome, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put brackets around that because I can figure this out, I'm sure. All right, I know that 13 minus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. That doesn't work. But what is 2 plus 1? 3. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 13 minus 3 is 10. So 70 divided by 10 is 7. That is what you need for this answer. It is super tricky. Super, super tricky. Number 6. All right, my goal is to get to 160. Whew, my goal is to get to 160. All right, let's see what we can do. I know that 8 goes into 160 20 times. So if I can find a way to make this all equal 20, then I would be great. All right, I also know that 16 plus 4 equals 20. So if I can find a way to make these equal 4, then I would be awesome, right? Let's see. What I want you to do is I want you to pause. And I want you to think through this problem, and I want you to try a few things and see if you can figure this out. When you come back, I'm going to show you my thinking. I'm going to show you a couple different options, and we're going to find this answer. It's a little trial by error. Okay, go ahead and pause. All right, you are back, and I'm excited. Yes. All right, so the first thing that I see, I know I need to find a way to make this equal 20. Right? So the way that I need to do this, I think, is I'm going to start by doing 12 minus 4. Because if I do 12 minus 4, my answer is 8. So I'm going to start by 12 minus 4. Then I'm going to divide by 2. And then I'm going to add 16. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Divided by 2 is 4. Plus 16 is 20. Times 8 is 160. That is the answer for this problem. I know it's super tricky and it's super hard. This is one that is probably not like you're going to have on any test that we ever have. It's never going to be that difficult. But you have to really be able to think outside of the box with it and think about, how do I get to my final answer? I think I showed you a couple tricks. Again, using one of the numbers, knowing that this goes in there 20 times, that means now I have to figure out how to make this into 20. That helped me out a lot. Okay. Going to number 9, it says, write an expression that models the story, then evaluate the expression. So now we have to answer it. Before, remember I said, oh, you don't have to answer it. Now you do, because it says evaluate the expression. So number 9. Tommy had a bag of 100 balloons. He took out 2 red balloons and 1 blue balloon for each party favor. He created 12 party favors. How many balloons did Tommy have left? So he started with 100 and he took away all of these things. So I know I'm going to end up doing 100 minus something. But do I know what to subtract yet? I don't know my answer yet. So I know that there are 12 party favors. How many balloons are in each party favor? 2 plus 1. That's how you would do this problem. Start with how many party favors there are. 2 plus 1. Multiply that by the number of party favors there are, and then subtract that from the total. Okay, and now we're actually going to do the math that goes along with that. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 12 is 36. 100 minus 36. 0 minus 6. You can't do. You have to borrow. That turns to 9. That turns to 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. You should have 64 balloons left. 64 balloons left. All right, number 10. Number 10 says, a grocery store received a shipment of 100 cases of apple juice. Each case contained 4 6-packs. After inspection, the store found out that 9 cans were damaged. How many cans were undamaged? Okay, so I'm going to start. Each case has 4 6-packs. So 4 times 6, that's a case. How many cases did they have? 100. Right? Then I'm going to subtract 9 because 9 were damaged. Did you see how I thought through that problem? I started by finding out how many cases we had. Or I'm sorry, how many cans were in each case times how many cases we had, and then I'm going to subtract 9. So 4 times 6 is 24. 100 times 24 is 2,400. And then I'm going to subtract 9 cans because 9 cans were damaged. So you should have 2,391 cans. That's how you do that problem. All right. Your job is to now do math boxes 112. I'm going to go through it and look at them really quickly with you. Again, this is an area problem, 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and draw my lines to make it 3, and then I can go from there for that problem. Looking at number 1, Jaden filled a tub with boxes of markers. He put 2 boxes in each layer. It took 4 layers to fill the tub. What is the volume? So my base How many boxes are on my base layer? 2 boxes per layer times 4 layers. So 2, 4. Think about that. You might have the answer if you really look. Number 3, write an expression with a value that is twice as much as 236 plus 92. So twice as much as 236 plus 912, not 92, 912. If this is for a score and a grade, maybe you type it exactly how I have it written here. Just saying. Number 4, again, go back to that SRB. If you cannot remember how many kilometers or meters, how many inches in a yard, use those pages to help you. So go to the Everyday Math website. Click on your student reference book and look at those pages if you have questions. Also, we will be reviewing these in question and answer sessions. I do every single time we have a question answer session. So if you don't understand, come to one of the question and answer Zooms. Okay. Solve 1/2 plus 1/2 times 5. 300 divided by 30 times 10. 1/2 plus 1/2 times 6. Do the math. Number 6, Milo has 3 dogs and 2 cats. Each pet eats 2 cups of food a day. Which expression below, or expressions below, show how much food his pets eat in one day? Fill in the circle next to all that apply. This is your hint. A lot of the times when you see all that apply or expressions, that means there's probably more than one answer. Probably more than one answer. All right, do your very, very best. Again, I am really excited and really ready for you guys to be able to do the next lesson with me. 113 is the next math box you will do, and it is a pre-test for Unit 2. Your test is coming up next week. I cannot force you to come to my Zoom meetings when they're just question and answer. But if I tell you that a meeting is mandatory, you need to make sure that you are there. Also, I keep track of who comes to my Zoom meetings. So if you are not doing so well on the math test or on your math grade and you aren't coming to my meetings, I have that documented so I can tell your parents, you know what, here. This is when they came. This is when they asked questions. Make sure that you're joining me if you have questions. Okay? Have a great day, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know as soon as possible. I will talk to you soon. Try your very best, and I will see you tomorrow.